Right.
We're live.
Are we?
Okay, I'm going on my Facebook Live right now. Cause show me where to go.
Hello, everybody out in Facebook land and YouTube. Y'all be sure to share this show and stay tuned. We're going to be talking about beauty today. You know, what is your aspect of beauty?
The video of the plus size model. Her husband actually posted it and tagged her and said like, beauty is more than what we've made it out to be, and that is what kind of sparked this panel here. So I'm really, really excited about it.
When we come back in, I'm gonna have to make that correction because this is not Bizzle. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a bizzle.
Right.
I'm trying something new.
Exactly.
This doesn't sound like a bizzle, but that's okay.
Going through a transformation.
We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Transformation.
Yeah. So you think with this campaign that's going on, you think a lot of people,
Hey, we're back, and we're going to be talking about that.
right?
I just want to make a correction. That was not Bizzle that we just heard. Who we just heard was Colton Dixon, Brand New Life. Bam.
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 There you go.
What are we talking about, Beth?
Okay.
Okay, guys. So a couple weeks ago, an article was going around Facebook, and it was about a plus size model who was struggling with, I think, maybe some insecurity for a long time because of kind of what she was told beauty was. And so that's what kind of sparked for me really kind of digging, looking at some other videos floating around about what beauty has been known to be in America. And what it is today, and then really talking through it and how that affects us as women. And I think that, so I was talking to a friend of mine who was a model for years, and she walked into a modeling, like, I don't know what you call a session, and they told her, I'm so sorry, we already have a dark-skinned model, like, we don't need another one.
Wow.
And that just blew my mind, like, oh, we have one, don't need you. Like, what? Like, that, I don't understand that mentality. And so that kind of rolls over into the whole Dove, kind of everything going on with the Dove outburst, whatever everybody's talking about right now. So I just think that for us, I think it's something that we need to talk about. I think it's something that we need to, as women, discuss, and it affects our kids, our nieces,
Yeah, absolutely.
our, like, this affects so many kids. So many kids are committing suicide, or, you know, just tragically
disorders.
Exactly. So let's talk about it. What do you guys think? What are your initial thoughts when you think what is beauty, or when you see something about beauty on TV? What do you
Well,
think?
I know growing up, I had a lot of insecurities. I didn't like the way my body looked. Just being picked on because I was always the new girl. So, I mean, I really struggled with my identity.
Right.
So,
Because you traveled a lot.
I did travel a lot. Yeah.
Army, yeah.
Even the way I talk, they're like, where you from? I'm like, I'm from South Carolina. Like, you know,
Right.
they're like, you talk so proper. I'm like, well, I thought that's how we're all supposed to talk. But, you know, so, I mean, it was a lot. I was bullied a lot as a child, and, you know, it affected me as an adult. And so it was something I needed to deal with and, you know, learn how to stop the silence and speak up for myself and learn to love who I am.
Yeah.
You know, and that, you know, that's still a process even now at the age of 40.
I know. For me, it is as well. And I feel like I don't even have to overcome as much as so many people because of what in our society, what beauty is.
Right.
Right.
And so for me, I don't even have to overcome anything. And so because of what our culture has made beauty, and like, it's hard.
It's very, very hard. Like, when it comes to, like, the skin, like,
it's like it's really with the color stroke that we deal with in society today. Like we still deal with some things that take us back into like slavery, as far as like, oh no, I want her because she's light skinned. Oh no, I want a dark skinned person. Like it's just, you know, it's basically what the media puts out for us, and it just really just pretty much brings the whole culture down.
Yeah.
Because it discourages, it makes us women, you know, even more insecure and just give up on our goals, objectives, or even our dreams of what we want to pursue in the industry. So I just feel like it's very, very poor.
Now, one thing I do I like is the fact that more African American women are becoming more natural.
Yes.
And now they're embracing who they are.
Yes, seem natural.
Well, I am too, but they are embracing who they are now, and I think that, you know, that extended from years of us wanting to be comfortable, but because of society, it didn't allow us to do that because
There
we
needs to
look
be
at
straight, 'cause
TV
that's
and
more
it has to be
professional.
straight.
Yes.
Exactly. But I think now we are even becoming more accepting even in the workforce as well. It's like, you want us, you got to take us the way we are.
Right.
And we're definitely becoming more accepting with our own self,
Absolutely.
because we're so
Right.
used to the straight hair. So when I know a lot of people, because I used to do hair for a long time, and I know a lot of people going through the transition from relaxed hair to natural hair. I mean, it's all, my hair is so nappy, it's so this. I'm like, your hair is
Yeah.
overly curly. It's not nappy.
Exactly.
Like, you gotta learn to love. You know, no, don't do that. Yeah, man. You gotta learn to love like
Yes.
you are. And I mean, the transition is more of a mental thing first
Really is.
than
It
a
really
physical
is.
thing, because you gotta learn to love how that looks on you.
Yeah, I agree.
But can we talk about why that is? Why is it such a struggle? You know, because I agree with my friend over here who
Yeah.
said that as a society, we're so caught up in a certain look that it's almost not okay to be different.
Nope.
And I believe that the issue with the beauty and the ad speaks to a deeper issue about confidence in what you bring to the table and just who you are.
Yeah, I
You know, I
agree.
feel like
agree.
you know, because
Yes.
to me that's what beauty really is. It's what's
What's
on the
inside.
inside. You can't really see, but it's
Yeah.
illuminated outward. And
And a lot of times you can tell when a woman is not as confident
Yeah.
as she would like
Yeah.
to be.
Exactly.
But when she's confident, the beauty just
Listen.
shines through.
That's
I
it.
can
Can't
tell.
say
Yeah.
nothing.
the amazing but the amazing thing, like, I heard maybe 15 years ago, starting out in my career, always look like your boss.
Right.
Absolutely.
Always look like your boss. My
Yes.
boss.
Never heard that.
What did my boss really? So important.
I haven't heard
Always
that
look
till my
like what you
last
wanna be.
company.
Really? So in I remember one of my first positions, we were told
If you're in the media,
And therefore,
We have
society.
a whole lot of layers.
High school and I accept our nationality, so we can accept who we are and not think, oh, you got to be a certain, you know, nationality or a certain race to be better or to be unique or to be successful. So I just really think that, you know, that documentary spoke, you know, it spoke some insights for people to really take in and take a look at and see, hey, you know, what we really deal with in society. But it was also a wake-up call for not only, you know, us African Americans, but other races too, to see, like, hey, accept who you are, you know, but don't really, you know, accept your nationality, because, you know, it's just really, it just was a big eye opener, I feel. And I feel like, you know, they need to have more segments and more, you know, they need to have more segments as far as, like, you know, in colleges and in high schools to really, like, teach those the youth to really accept themselves, because they're not really having seminars about that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
should definitely have like panel discussions or something, so they could
I
be
agree.
able to voice their opinions on what's really going on, because not every child is going to go and talk to their parent about it.
Right.
Right.
Or they might not even think that it's something that they need to talk to their parent about.
Right.
They're just like, well, this is just how it is, so this is just how I'm going to be.
And sometimes exposure plays a big part in that too. When you're only exposed to a certain type of,
Right.
you know, thing where you've been taught that a Caucasian woman who wears her hair straight, or this is what you've been exposed to.
With
And
blue eyes, yeah.
That's the successful look. That's what it looks like. But when you don't know anything other than that, then it's like, well, that's what I'm supposed to look like. That's what I'm supposed to sound like. That's what I'm supposed to talk like. But when, like Ebony said, when you're exposed to that different side of things, and you can see a panel of women, and there's a Latino, an African American woman, a Caucasian woman, an Asian woman, and all of these women are successful doing whatever it is they're doing. It does, just because she's a doctor and she's a lawyer, well, I'm a singer, and that doesn't make me any less successful than the doctor or the lawyer. I'm a singer with pink hair. It's not pink tonight because I got on a wig. It's okay, but it's pink under here for October awareness. But yeah, I'm just as successful as a woman sitting next to me with black hair and glasses, and so this does not make me successful. When I go home and take my wig off, I'm still successful.
Yes, and see, and that's why people need to be themselves, so other people can see that.
I agree.
I can wear pink hair and still be successful.
Who you are.
That's right. You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, I was raised. My dad was a Marine.
Mine too.
I was raised really. My parents loved me. I had a wonderful home. But for me, I always felt like I needed to look a certain way to be successful. Not necessarily because they taught me that. That was just the culture that I lived in. I needed to look a certain way. I needed to dress. And so for me, even I just am finding out who I am probably in the last 5 years and being comfortable. Like, I want bright, crazy hair. I want to wear flower freaking boots. I want to, like, do it.
Yes.
And you know what? Like, sometimes I even still am like, oh, those women that are wearing dresses and heels, I'm like, oh my goodness, their legs like, oh, I hate dresses and I hate heels, but man, maybe. And then I'm like, no, that's not me, you know. But we always have these thoughts going
it's
because
conflict always.
Yeah, because then you see other people and they're like, oh my goodness, did you see her? Like, oh, she
had on.
Do you see those heels? You see her calf?
And I'm sure there's time we've done that too.
Right. We have to.
You know, so we feel guilty. So we know if we do it, someone else is doing it.
Absolutely.
Right. And then the thing for me is, as you're discovering yourself, like I've been doing the same thing the past year or so, really just seeing who is this new Kim, you know. But I never want to shame people that are their standard of beauty is what it is.
Right.
You know, even going through the natural journey, I would never look down on someone that decides not to be natural or to do something different. But some people, it's like you know, it's like I'm not in anybody's group. I'm not in anyone's box. I'm in my own. I'm doing my own thing. And I'm not trying to be a part of a club. Because if I get a perm tomorrow, that's because I feel
you
like
ain't natural no more.
You know, and
I saw someone else who had a nice perm.
Yeah, I know. So I think I want to change it up. You know, it's not.
I think I'm tired of spending all that money on those hair products. Okay, like Shea Moisture and curls. All those
work,
brands.
Sometimes they don't.
They really And then you got Ulta brands too. That's like $50 and above for hair care products. So no.
It is really interesting. Just seeing like who we are and being able to say, this is my journey and I'm going to walk beside you in your journey. And I'm going to support you and I'm going to love you. And even if your journey is not the same as mine, that's so great. We can learn from each other. You know, I always say, like, I had a friend for many, many years, and her family and our family lived together for a couple months, and she taught me how to fry chicken. I never knew how to fry and make greens.
And she didn't know about seasoning salt either.
Pan frying or in the fryer?
Pan.
That's what I'm talking about.
So like I didn't know. I was like, what are you doing? I don't understand.
Yes.
But I mean, that's a silly example, but we can learn so much from each other.
Great example.
She taught me how to do her hair, and she was natural. She had shaved her head off, and so I would sit and help her with her I don't even remember what it's called now, but some make her curls all like single, and it was beautiful. And so I learned so much from her, and understanding like her beauty was different than mine. But it didn't make it didn't make it better or worse. Like that
is the point. We stay in our boxes. And that is why we can't accept people or engage with people or connect with people, because we're in this box. And about me, like, I was raised in the Army. Like, we moved around a lot, so I wasn't just in one place around one particular set of people. I was around a little bit of everybody. So I'm like, my mindset is not in a box, so I can learn from anybody, because I'm not just like, oh, well, if you ain't black, then I ain't hanging with you, or if you don't do this, then I don't want to talk to you. We have to get out of that box. It's not all about black power all the time. It's about learning how to connect with people.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have a oh, go ahead, Kim.
Oh no, go on.
Okay, I have a mentoring program called Misunderstood, MISS Understood, and I took it to spin off from us being misunderstood as women, and we never take the time to make sure that people understand who we are in our own right.
Yeah.
You are who you are, Beth. Ebony, you are who you are. I am who I am, and that doesn't make me any less of a woman or you any more of a woman.
Yeah.
It makes you and it makes me me. Your light is bright, my light is bright, but much like light bulbs, there are so many different little eons and things in it. And if I turn one light off, then it dims the light in here. But we need all of these lights in here for it to be bright. So why I don't understand why as women it's like, oh, let me turn her light off because her light is too bright.
Yeah.
But if we turn her light off, then there's something we don't see, and we miss out on something because her light is off.
And to me personally, I like the rainbow.
Yeah.
You know, I like colors, shapes, and sizes, and, you know,
I love
hair
them all.
colors, because I think if we all start to look alike, because we in a that quota status.
Pleasantville.
I mean, life is going to be boring to me. You know, I like to go out and say, I don't want someone to look just like me, because I wouldn't change my hairstyle. I don't want to go outside and say, oh, you know, I'm going to do my hair like hers. No, I like your hair, and I hope you like mine too.
Yeah.
You know, so
support.
Absolutely.
Support.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love your hair.
That's a big thing.
So what I'm learning is we don't need anyone's permission to be different.
We don't.
You just got to own who you are.
Right.
And because that really does translate into other areas of your life. You know, it really, really does. I mean, if you are so caught up in having to, you know, accept this standard, then how are you as an entrepreneur? How are you trying to look like everyone else's business? How are you as a leader? Are you trying to be like everyone else's, sound like everyone else? Because that will limit you, seriously.
That will cost you a lot of money, probably.
It will cost you a lot of money.
Wasted money.
Man.
Wasted money.
It's a bill, basically. It's a bill to try to look like somebody you want to be like.
It really is, and I'm talking from experience. Like Ebony and I have known each other for years, but when I first started as a singer, I was singing gospel music. But I was singing gospel music because I grew up in a church. My mother was a preacher, and I just felt like that was what I was supposed to do.
Right.
Came from the church background, so singing any other genre outside of gospel is absolutely frowned upon. But then I became conflicted within myself. I would stand and sing, and people would say, "Oh, she's singing sexy gospel," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, sexy gospel? Gospel is not meant to be sexy, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe it was never meant for me to sing gospel music, but when I stand on the stage, because of my relationship with Christ, it penetrates through whatever I'm singing, and that the message never gets lost. My faith does not shake because I don't sing gospel music anymore. I sing R&B, but I'm still a Christian, I'm still a believer, and I still stand strong in that. But I'm Genesis, and I'm singing whatever genre I want to sing. I'm not singing gospel because my mama sang praise and worship, so I gotta sing praise and worship because my mama did it, and I gotta be a preacher because my mama was a preacher. I'm Genesis. I sing. I love the Lord, and I have my own ministry. It's just not like hers. It's different. So I'm not standing behind the pulpit every Sunday, but what I do is just as impactful as anybody else. I wasted money trying to, you know, cultivate myself as a gospel artist, and that's not.
And
where
just
I was
like you're saying,
supposed to
as
be.
a gospel artist, you're not the type your mom is.
Right.
You're your type, but look at all the kids you're bringing.
And that you're
and
embracing.
who you're catering to, because a lot of kids don't even go to church because the old way of thinking. And, you know, everything that we're doing now doesn't mean it's wrong. We may just be doing it a little differently than what my mother would have done. But what really gets to me is they're so old now, and they've never done a darn thing. They've never been into beauty. If you wear red lipstick, you know what they call you. If you wear red or red dress, right? So
red
you know, I think life repeats itself, and it's just generation from generation. So that within itself should say, why do we have to be like anybody else?
It's like a reality check too. It's like once we go through these experiences and see, like, you know, all the growth in the process that we've been through, it's like we have to reevaluate ourselves and like think about our purpose and think who we are. And then that goes to show us going through all those mistakes and all those trials and tribulations. It's like, hey, you know, I went through all that. Now it's my time to make an impact on the next person so they won't probably make the same mistake that I've made. Yeah. So I believe that, you know, we have to go through those steps and we have to go through those trials, tribulations to find our person, find ourselves. Because at 26 years old, I'm still finding myself. Yeah. I'm still finding myself.
That ain't never going to stop.
I know it's never going to stop, but it's like, you know, I was too busy trying to spend money and trying to be like people that I see on TV, like the vixen models or that you see, or like the actress that you want to be like, you know. But once you take all of that off,
I know.
Come to find out, it's not wrapped up. Yeah, they don't. It's not wrapped up to like we think it is.
And we are going to be back with more. Feel free to think freely.
Good. It's deep.
And people think just because you don't look like them that you're an outcast.
Yeah.
You're an outcast.
You're nobody. Losers Club.
Give me some, James. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to cover a few things. We have a couple people that have been on Facebook. So B says, weight was an issue for me. This recent weight loss stemmed from a lot of things, but the main component being that after a photo shoot, the first person says, wow, girl, you're fat.
I've been to a photo shoot and heard a couple compliments like that before about me.
Not you're beautiful, not, you know,
that comes with the territory.
But that I'm fat. It broke my heart. That's
you're too curvy.
That's devastating.
People so cold.
This happens when people are interviewed for jobs.
Yeah. Yes, it happens.
There's discrimination against weight, against how you look.
Yeah.
Not just, I mean, in any industry.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen it.
Because, like, when you go to an interview, you don't go as yourself.
Nope.
No, you have to dress. You know, you gotta.
And Ron Cook just said that.
Do you go when you go to an interview? Do you go with your hair straight or you go with your natural hair?
I'm trying to think my last interview.
I'm trying to think.
I know. All right, we're about to go back.
But I've been natural for Major Deal.
I've been natural for like.
All right, guys, we are back. Okay, so. When we were ending Genesis, you were talking about how, you know, you're mentoring and bringing people kind of under your wing and helping, and that we all kind of said like that's what we should be doing. So don't you think, like, for all of us, it is our, like, whether or not we have our own kids, our own little girls, you know, we probably have nieces, we probably have neighbor girls, like, it is our responsibility. Don't you guys think? Like, we don't know what, I mean, like, I was in a grocery store and I heard a mom say some really terrible things to her daughter. And I'm just like, you know what? It's our responsibility. I'm not saying, like, to go up to that, you know, little girl and be like,
hey,
you're beautiful.
Talk to your daughter like that.
Don't listen to your mama. You're beautiful.
Today in the news.
Like, maybe you're behind them in the store and you can whisper, like, you're beautiful.
I do that.
You know?
I love doing that.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Just making somebody smile, making somebody's day. It just goes a long way.
What about outside of children? Because I think we miss grown women.
That's
you
true.
Know, we have a problem seeing another woman and being like, girl, you are really bad.
It's because we're suffering
ourselves because we're insecurity down inside.
You know, society is so crazy. You know, you give a woman a compliment and then you got all of these crazy people like, oh, are you into girls? No,
no, just a compliment.
Beautiful. Like, what
does
that have to do with the price of tea in China? She's beautiful. That has nothing to do. But is that a reason why we're so silent about speaking out on?
I think
if another woman is beautiful or not.
I think that I don't think that. I mean, like, I've been called a lesbian before.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too. Because I give so many compliments. Or because I like somebody's picture on social media. Like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. You're a lesbian.
I don't think. Wow. I don't think that doesn't hold me back. I think that for a lot of people, it's the competition. Like, they're like,
I agree with that.
I see you.
Your threat.
Competition. And so I, you know, unless someone tells me I'm beautiful, then I can't go and tell you you're beautiful, which is
crazy.
That's crazy. It's so insane. But I think that for women, they see everyone as a threat, or other women at least as a threat, and so instead of seeing them as an ally, as like, I'm doing this journey with you, like, we are beautiful.
Yeah.
We are strong.
Imagine if we all thought that way and all women came together.
Look at him.
Hey,
you know how powerful
I love working
it would
with my
be.
partner, Tamaya. Literally,
We would
like,
be so powerful.
I love the girl power. I love the girl code, girl power. Like with Carolina Queens with my because with Carolina Queens with my partner Tamaya, like I think working alongside we complement each other and like we're dope together. And our creativity is together
and weaknesses.
Yes, we do. Like she brings like we have like what we call check yourself moments as far as like hey you need to do this and that, and it's not just to like bash each other or anything like that. It's to make ourselves better, help grow. And I love working. Like I feel like I love working with a whole bunch of women. Like I'm honored to be on this panel with all you lovely ladies. So I just don't understand why society, like why we can't come together to win together. Like
or why do we make statements like I recently did a conference called I Am Woman Empowered, right?
Yes.
So we do
Speaking of women empowerment,
we do these women empowerment functions, right? And it's like, oh girl, I support you. I believe in you, girl. But then when it really comes time to support that girl and believe in her,
what happens?
We're missing. So so saying I am woman empowered, I empower you, I support you, I believe in you, but that is action to that. You just can't
it's all about action.
We really, and I hear so many women talk about let's come together and let's unite and girl power. But what are we doing to really activate girl power? Twin power activate. Like, what are we doing?
Kim, what do you think? Like, I feel like you have a lot to say about this.
Right over there.
I know. I'm like, let me hear.
Okay, so two things. I'll talk about two worlds. First, corporate, and then in the business world. Corporate, I remember some of my best mentors were white males. I mean, they taught me things that I couldn't learn in a textbook or in my graduate program, and they were incredible. And I can reach out to them this day, or black males. I can reach out to them this day. One of my mentors from a long time ago. I mean, we're still connected. He came to my wedding. This was like many years later, and still pouring into me. And on the other hand, the women mentors, the best mentors for me were white women. But when it came to black females, it wasn't the same. And I remember having a woman she was actually my colleague. We were looking at trying to give opportunities for other people. I'm big on, I talk about that in my book, big on opening doors of opportunities for others. She actually stated to me, and I know for a fact it was false, well, I'm not going to help someone else get a position at this hospital because no one helped me. I said, actually, I know for a fact that so-and-so got you the interview for this position, even though you weren't qualified, but you're going to close the door on these other women.
They missed that.
And that was her mentor, and that's how she was. And I saw so many people that's how they were. And I was thinking, what happened to you? Why are you? What is it deep down that's causing that?
I will say it's not. So I just want to point out to our audience that this happens on all ethnicities. So white, I feel like a lot of my Asian friends are the same way. And so I just want to point that out.
That
like
is
she
true.
is speaking from her perspective as a beautiful black woman. But it is across all ethnicities. So I just wanted to point that out because I just wanted to point.
I think that's really good because
a
lot of
women
in
general.
I was going to say a lot of women tend to focus more on this issue with African American women, but this happens in all races.
And I think because we
hear
don't
about it, but it does happen.
Talk with other races,
but we
don't know that.
The ones in our status quo.
And I would say for most of my career, I'm the only one that looks like me. I'm just literally the only one.
Interesting.
So you asked about natural hair. I had a decision to make. Okay, going to travel into California for work for all summer. Do I wear my natural hair? Because I literally just did the extra chop.
Yeah.
Do I just wear natural hair or do I straighten it? Because this is their first time seeing me in person out there.
Right.
And I'm the only one that looks like me, and I'm tired of the questions. I'm like, you want to touch my hair? No, don't touch my hair. I don't want to do
so
that
pretty and so kinky.
I know, like, okay, touch it. I'm like,
oh my God.
But I did.
Okay.
And they're like, oh my gosh. And I think it's something amazing that happens when you show up as your authentic self.
Yes.
And
you're more
because
respected.
because you show up as it's true that you have to be confident.
You have to be confident. Yes.
And I think people respect confidence, not competition, but people respect confidence.
Confidence goes a long
and when
way.
you say confidence, I only say that because of the fact that it's not that you're not confident. It's just how you allow them to make you feel.
Yes.
So therefore,
right.
But a lot of times they're thinking negative of us being our true natural self, and many times they actually love our natural beauty.
Right.
Right.
More so now. Definitely more so now because the culture is kind of shifted.
And I think that's what's been portrayed throughout history, like just society, period. That's what's been portrayed. But because we're not talking to people that don't look like us, we don't know these things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't want to over spiritualize anything, but much like Beth said, this is not just an African American thing. It's women, period. If you're looking back in biblical days, women fought all the time. They were always catty. They like women relationships were never sustainable. It was like we're friends and for this short amount of period of time, and now I don't like you, and we have issues, and you know, and we have all of these problems. So this just isn't something that just happened in the 21st century, and we're dealing with these. It's women, period. But what is the problem? I think that's just what we're all trying to figure out. Why is it that we can't?
Nobody knows the answer.
Get it together. Like, what is it?
I really think we have to know the value we bring to the table. I mean, I think we have to just be so confident in our own, not cocky, but confident in
so
what
transparent
we bring to the table, and to be okay with where we are. You know, I think that beauty, like I said, it goes so much deeper.
Yeah.
It might start there, but
So what about this is probably, I don't know if you guys have heard of Brene Brown, but she is really amazing. And so one thing that she says, she talks a lot about vulnerability, but she says, I think we have a hard time giving other women grace. She didn't say that, but what I'm leading up into. So when we see someone and maybe they have a scowl on their face, we're immediately like, "Oh, girl, did you see? Did you see what she did to me?" Like, I mean, I know that in my friend groups we do that. You know, it's like, "Oh my goodness, that girl! I cannot even believe how she treated me. Did you see? She didn't smile at me. She turned around and went the other way." Like, we have no idea what these people are going on in their head. And she says, when you look at somebody or when you have an encounter with somebody, in your mind, it's a selfish thought, but think they're doing the best that they can right now. Right in this moment, they're doing the best that they can. And so when my dad died 6 years ago, I saw that for real. And I was like, man, looking back, I'm like, man, I hope that I wasn't nasty to people, but I'm like, hopefully they can give me grace.
I'm sorry for everybody I've been nasty to. I already know.
Me too.
So you know, I know how I can be. One day, I'm sorry. I'm working on me.
But you know, I feel
we are a work in progress.
You know, like they're like, oh, she ugly. I cannot believe. You know, like I know that I have done that in the past, and the last couple years, like I've really grown as a person, as a woman, as a confident woman, and I'm able to say, like, I don't know what's going on in their life. Like, I don't know what's going on to that they responded that way, but I'm going to give them grace because
that's it.
You know,
I love that. I mean, that's all I need to get to.
But
it was so amazing because I definitely believe the same thing. And we lost a child 5 years ago, a baby girl, and it literally took the scales off my eyes with certain things. I worked in the healthcare industry for 12 years, so I see people at their worst, you know, not on the clinical side, but on the money side. You know, historically worked in healthcare. But after experiencing major loss, I can hear pain in people's voice when they speak. I just see people a little different. And I just call it smoke and mirrors. I said, there's something going on.
That was a good one.
You know, there's something just going on with her. Just give her a day. Give her whatever. She'll be all right. And that's whether it's in the, like, with family, you can kind of see things differently. With the office, you can. And people are really, they are struggling with their own stuff.
They are.
Yeah.
Right. You know, it's funny, around the end of August, I always have a really hard time, and I never understand until, like, my husband will point it out, but I got pregnant when I was 18, and I placed my daughter for adoption. And her birthday is the end of August. And so for me, I always look and I'm like, I don't know. And it was a secret for 14 years. Okay.
Oh, wow.
so like I just came out public with it this past year.
Yeah,
I know. So liberating.
Don't you feel free?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know how many other women are dealing with these dark secrets
A
that
lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's
It
what
is.
I'm saying. And we are giving no grace to them, and they are working through whatever it is. And instead of like coming and being like, I don't know what's going on, but I love you and you're beautiful, and I just wanted you to know that.
Thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
Can we get some love on this side?
Yes. We have one young man, Ron Cook, and he's asking about
That's
his
my
daughter.
cousin.
Well, good. And I wanted to reply to that because he was asking as far as how can he encourage his daughter to remain confident as she matures. I don't know their situation, if whether or not the mother is not around, but Ron, for you to even ask that question, I think that speaks volume from a man
really
asking
does.
to inquire about his daughter. But I would like to say that if you're in her life, as much as you seem to be by asking this question, you're already ahead of the game because her first confidence, whether if her mother's not around, is from her father saying, "You are beautiful, you are my daughter. I see that you're probably going to be her protector." So that's a great starting point, Ron.
And we'll be back with some of that. That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's real good.
Make it all about her. This is All About You by Tarn Wells featuring Holland.
Tell you.
You're fired, James. I'm just like,
Ron, that was a great question.
yeah.
Oh, mom is around.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
And I think just constantly, encouraging her, watching what she's really into, and then maybe put her in some programs with that, and encourage
date
her
night.
and
Support.
My husband does date
Complimenting-
night with our girls, and they think it's the best thing ever.
That's what's up, man.
Take her to the movies. I'm a movie
Love on
fanatic.
them.
I'm a movie fanatic. Take me to the movies.
Yep.
And talk to your kids and listen.
Yes.
They just want you to listen to them, so that way when they get older and they have to deal with all the other peer pressures,
Exactly.
they'll be able to know that they can talk to you about anything.
And talk to them about the hard stuff, because the hard stuff is the what they want to keep in. So if they have the freedom to come to you no matter what, and you know that they're gonna love you, that, man.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
I really try to do that with my nieces when they come stay with me. And I told their parents, I'm like, look, whatever they ask me, Auntie gonna tell them. So we done had some talks.
I love it.
Diana said, "You do you, boo."
That's right. Do you, boo
Right.
boo?
Yes, we're doing you, boo boo, and we're back with Free Thinkers Radio.
All right, so we've been talking about just beauty, what the standard of beauty is right now. We've gone a lot of different areas and really talking about supporting each other and being able to tell another woman, you're beautiful, you're strong, I admire you. Those words, I feel are huge in a woman's life. And then being able to look at yourself. So one thing that I did want to chat about really quick, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but positive self-talk. Okay, Kim, I knew you were going to be on my side.
That's good.
That's
Be
a good
honest,
one.
I struggle with that.
This is hard. This is
struggle with that.
really hard. So being able to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that, I am beautiful. I am strong.
I love myself.
I am going
Feeling
to have
that way
a
every
great
day.
day today.
I don't be feeling that way every day.
I don't
Say it till you
either,
feel it.
but still say it, because on top of that, your brain is an incredible thing. And so my husband is actually studying a lot. The things that you say aloud actually affect your brain, your cells, your DNA, and on such an intimate level that you actually start believing what
Faith
you're
comes by
saying
hearing.
or what you're hearing. And so being able to talk to yourself in a positive way, look at yourself, tell yourself what you like about yourself. That was really hard
And
for
I
me.
just told my nieces to make a list of that for themselves.
Oh, I love that.
I should have wrote one too.
I love it. So, okay, so we're gonna do a little homework here. Actually, it's seat work, right? Okay, so tell me when you look in the mirror, what do you love about yourself?
Oh.
You like that?
I love my positive energy.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that from
People
you.
actually, the funny thing is, that's what I was teased about that. So I tried to shut that down. I tried to suppress it. You know,
Man.
I need to connect with you after this.
I love it.
telling you.
All right, what do you think?
Positive energy.
What do you love about yourself?
I love that I am a victor and not a victim.
Awesome.
Not a victim to my circumstances.
I love that.
High five. Yeah.
All right, what do you think?
I love looking in the mirror saying I was able to help somebody today. I love helping people and being able to see the rewards from it.
I want to piggyback on both of you guys. My energy, because I always get complimented like, "Oh, Sylvia, your energy you got the best energy," and I was a tease for that too, because I was always wanting to help people and always wanted to be everybody's friend and make sure people become successful. Or what can I do to help you build yourself and build your confidence? When that person is down, I want to be able to pick them up. So that's what I really love about myself. So I can really gravitate to you guys.
I love it. What I love about myself is that I love people. I love connecting. That's my favorite part of myself.
Yeah, I'm glad I was last so I could think about it.
Either.
But I love being able to encourage people. Even though I don't do it with myself as much as I do it with other people.
That's always the case.
Well, I will encourage all of you guys. We're going to continue chatting, but I want all of you guys to do that. Teach your kids to do that, your girls especially, I feel like. But I think it's a really good exercise to practice daily. I think that even reading scripture out aloud.
That makes a difference.
All these things like uplifting yourself, that positive energy is really important. When you walk up to someone and you can immediately tell like if they're confident, if they're happy, if they're loving, if they're kind, or that you're like, oh, I don't want to be around them. I don't, and so I think that when you say those positive talks, like I think that helps your positive energy when those
mentally
vibes
and physically.
Yes, when you go up to someone, they're like, "Oh, I like her."
Those affirmations are key. Do you guys watch Mary Jane? Being Mary Jane? No. Okay.
A little bit.
I know people really don't like that show, but one thing that I kind of picked up, well, not really picked up from her, but it became popular because of her show. These little sticky notes that she has all over her house. I don't have sticky notes because that paper would get on my nerves. But I have dry erase markers, ladies, and you can write on your mirror. It doesn't, week by week you can write it off, write something new. But when you wake up in the morning, the first person you see is yourself. If you're not married or whatever, you don't roll over to somebody. When you get up and go to the mirror, that's the first person you see. And when you have all of these positive affirmations while I'm brushing my teeth, I'm beautiful while I'm curling my hair.
Start doing
I'm
that.
this. So sometimes I switch them out, but then I have one that just sticks because it's something that I struggle with all the time. And I have to constantly tell myself, okay, Genesis, I know you don't feel like this today, but this is you every day. And you have to keep saying this.
This is true.
I rotate those